Hey buddies, SomeNutzGuy here. Hope you're having an awesome day so far. In this video, we're going to teach you about a pretty cool mod called Creature Level and Loot Control. This one's quite interesting for creating a custom experience in Valheim and allows you to basically customize the level difficulty of creatures, what loot they drop, how they spawn in terms of like frequency of stars, number of stars available. There's a lot of different options, and I think this is a really cool mod that will open up the possibility for mod packs, you know, having a lot more flexibility, etc., etc. I'm actually currently working on a mod pack at the moment, utilizing a lot of the really cool mods that I've sort of seen out there and reviewed, and putting them together into a mod pack to create a very difficult Valheim is what I'm trying to do. I'm going to call it Nutzheim, and we're going to make it as difficult as we possibly can because I find the base game quite easy but really, really enjoyable. I'd really like it to actually be a challenge. But this is a large step towards that. So we're going to look at the options for this. Here's all the other mods that I'm working with at the moment. But creature level and loot control, it has this config files. If you guys don't know how to install the BepInEx config manager, I do have a video on that as well. You can check the channel, or it'll be linked in the description below. But this basically enables you to customize everything. So as an example here, HP increase per player in multiplayer. This is how much health the monsters gain in addition to their base health when you have multiple allies nearby. And you can also decide like a base number of players. So as an example here in my world, in this mod pack that I'm creating so far, the current stage is that all creatures have an increase of 100% on both their health and their damage at all times, because I have a 4-player minimum level difficulty, if that makes sense, and a 25% increase per player. So it is always, the game always considers that there's 4 players nearby and raises the difficulty according to that. You know, pretty strong monsters. There's so much customizability. I'm not going to go through absolutely everything, but this, as an example, you can set difficulty. The harder it is, the more likely you'll get things with stars spawning, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. And yes, you can customize the number of stars. So this has maximum stars up to 5 instead of just the base game of 2. There's loads of stuff in here. Chance for additional loot per star. You know how much chance there is per each star to gain additional loot, if that makes sense. And down here is where you can do the custom level chances. So I've set my difficulty to custom, right? And that's because I want to have specific percentage chances of things spawning in terms of the number of stars that monster will have. You can determine, you know, you know, when your world gets to level 1 and kind of what that means. You know, as an example, so chances for stars at world level 1 is 2 stars 10, 3 stars 6, 4 stars 4, and 5 stars 2% chance. The 1 star is calculated by default because it's a 1-star minimum, if that makes sense. And then you know, so this is world level 1. If you were at world level 1, i.e. you had passed 10 in-game days and had passed 1,500 units from spawn, then you would be encountering this percentage chance of things spawning. I know it's a little bit complicated, and I'm not going to go through everything here. It's once you go into it and start looking at things, it becomes very self-explanatory. But this also adds new elements and what's called affixes to the game for creature spawning. So as an example, there is a chance for 20% chance for creatures to spawn with the aggressive affix. And this means that they will have a much larger aggro range. I think it's double. So they will, you know, notice you and start charging at you, trying to attack you from double the distance away. And I think it also means that they attack more frequently. You know, a lot of mobs in the game attack and then they kind of wander around or stand there and then they attack again. The aggressive mobs will attack much faster. This one's interesting, splitting. So there's a 5% chance for a mob to spawn with the splitting affix. And what that essentially means is that when you kill it, it will split into one with less stars. So if you had like a 3-star, it will split into 2 with 2 stars. You kill it, it'll spawn with 2 with 1 stars. You also have a chance for elements to spawn. So you could have a fire-infused Grey Dwarf with the splitting affix, and it hits you, and you take fire damage, and then you kill it, and it splits into more of them, and you can get into really fun stuff. The same or similar things can be added to bosses as well. with a lot of degree of customization with regards to how powerful these affixes are for bosses. So lots of different settings in here to really customize the difficulty of the game and various other elements as well. And that's pretty much it. You know, I don't want to spoil too much of this for you. Obviously, I want to show you what it is, that it exists, kind of how to mess with it, how to look at what you want to look at, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's a really cool mod, guys. I'd recommend having a look at it and, you know, messing around with some of the stuff and seeing what happens. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, consider subscribing. I go live on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/SomeNutzGuy, every single day except Monday and Friday at 1 o'clock UK time. It would be great to see some of you guys there. Regardless, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and we'll catch you in the next one. Take care.